Lissa Jardin is founder at Optimize One. Hello, Lisa. Welcome to Startup Podcast. We're very happy to have you.
Thank you, Johnny. It's also an opportunity, and I'm very grateful. My interest to be in this is to spread the advocacies rather than the business side of it.
Yes, actually, that's also what many of our listeners want to hear dito sa Startup Podcast. Not just the business, but like the story and the advocacy and like the vision or philosophy behind these companies, behind these startups. But let me ask you, Lisa, ano nga ba ang Optimize One?
Yeah. So Optimize One is my own coin business. I'm actually a sole proprietor right now. Kasi I've always wanted the word optimize because I'm not born rich. So we are given talent. So it's biblical that we optimize whatever is given to us, di ba? So literally yung talent na binigay ng Diyos dun sa mga pinagkatiwalaan niya. So I don't believe that poverty hinders you from achieving more and from being of relevance to that society. Because each one of us is a talent. If we optimize it, then we will be able to have impact. Optimize lang talaga dapat. But my friend from Ateneo said, lagyan mo ng 1 kasi I think naka-register na yung optimize. So, but I guess more targeted to be that way. It's very unique.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, maganda naman siya, no, Optimize One. Actually, in the Philippines, I think ang inyong target din, I feel like Filipino SMEs, you're getting Filipino clients with a certain advocacy, with a certain vision. Pero that's true. Ang mga Pilipino, I mean, we're very resourceful actually, no? And i-optimize lang natin yung paggamit ng ating mga resources. We have a bright potential, we have a bright future ahead of us. Pero before I get into that, to yung optimize, actually, I also like the word optimize. I'm an industrial engineer. I'm an engineer and favorite ng mga engineers ang word na optimize kasi with the limited resources, we make the most out of it, kumbaga. Pero, I want to ask first about your, like, why you did this. Kumbaga, this is more of an advocacy, as you said nga, because you have a long successful stint sa corporate world, so you have experiences in the corporate world. Pero why really did you want to, kumbaga, transition to this type of life, kumbaga, as an independent business owner? Bakit ka nag-jump from the corporate to doing this? Is this really like a passion since when you were young? Ganun ba kalakas yung parang mission mo to do this?
I guess I could say that. Yes, you could say that. Kasi when I was still in the corporate, nag-advisory na ako sa mga small businesses. Siyempre free kasi I could sustain it, 'di ba? So in my vision, in my company profile, I said that I want to give the global standard kind of advisory to the small ones because modesty aside, na-grow ko na yung malalaking kumpanya. I've built portfolio for them. Why don't I extend it to the smaller ones who cannot afford, 'di ba? Kasi pag sinabing consulting, pang malalaki lang yan pang Conglo MPs,
True,
right?
actually.
Allergic nga, kahit ngayon ino-offer ko na siya na free, natatakot pa rin sila because my offer for my services, I'll do it free. When you're already in your right traction, then you start paying me. O kaya mag-success fee na lang tayo o kahit manok ang ibayad mo sa akin or in kind. So, you know what? I just asked for 15,000 na start ng retainer. I mean, who could ever think na you can access that global standard kind of advisory? I say it's global because my exposure and experiences are all with Fortune 100 and big companies, diba? So yun, ginagawa ko siya. Plus, I think the entrepreneur inside of me is because of my parents. Pinalaki nila akong sa pagiging entrepreneurs. Mga elementary graduates sila, but they were able to bring us all to school with their sipag, tiyaga, pawis, puyat, and talagang business acumen na hindi napaaral. Sayang, yun.
Yeah, just to be I'm very curious actually with when you say like global standards. What do you mean by these global standards? And like what do you mean when you ask or when you try to apply these global standards into Filipino SMEs? Kumbaga may difference ba sa like Filipino quote unquote standard or sa current na ginagawa natin like in our business modes, in our business style, kumbaga dun sa like this perspective? I mean, how do you merge this? And can we ask lang maybe may some like concrete example para mag-grasp din ng mga nakikinig natin how you do this?
Right. Ang tendency kasi natin, and I've seen this in the corporate world, no, when we were trying to attend mga government agency meetings, paano i-decouple yung EFPS, we tend to benchmark on what we know on the local setting. Naiwan na tayo eh. We don't even have to benchmark on the US, on Europe. We have to benchmark on our peer countries. So look at Singapore, right? Look at Vietnam. So these were my markets when I was in FedEx, when I was handling the regional marketing function in FedEx. So Indonesia, Vietnam, even Cambodia and Thailand. Bakit sila flourishing? Because MSMEs are empowered, di ba? Ang daming unicorns. Hindi realistic yung platform natin eh. At hindi rin nabibigyan ng gobyerno ng tamang platform to integrate and to make it a cohesive effort. So I'm not belittling the existing endeavors of other agencies, pero I think the grassroots are not being met. So these are also unbankable sectors. Pag titingnan mo, they put their personal properties as collateral to do their business. After that, wala na. Hanggang pag naslusaw yung business, lusaw na rin yung property nila, wala na silang shelter, di ba? I've seen it during the pandemic. I am still attending Santa Maria Goretti na online masses. And there are a lot of homeless around the area na pinapakain ng chapel. And these are not just the urban poor. These are the MSMEs na nawalan na ng pag-asa because nobody even reach out from the government to really know what they really need, diba? So yun. So being a banker also, nakita ko lahat yung segments na yan eh. FedEx noon, we really took care of MSMEs because we cannot rely on global names. Kasi pag global client ka, once na pricing lang ang nagkatalo, tanggal, butas yung sales pyramid mo, di ba? To take care of MSMEs, you have a sticky, stable source of portfolio of cash flows because these are more long-term relationship talaga. Yun. Pinagsama-sama.
Yeah, actually, I very much agree with what you've said. I mean, in the Philippines, of course, we're very supportive of our MSMEs, and actually, bulk nga ng actually registered companies sa Pilipinas ay actually MSMEs. Pero I think that's true that we need more, kumbaga, consulting companies nga, consulting firms to help, kumbaga, yung strength, yung power, and yung resilience, and kumbaga, like improve maybe on the operation side, on the financial side na itong mga SMEs na ito. Can we know some of your portfolio right now, some of the clients right now ni Optimize One para, I mean, you don't need to say like the companies, but maybe like what industries, kasi it's true no, yung with what you said kanina, napakamahal. I mean, very pricey actually. Like when we hear about consulting, it's like big. I don't want to say names here, no, but those are like big companies, Pero you're offering this kind of support, this kind of help for MSME. So how do you do that? And then are you industry specific? Are you industry agnostic? And then as a kumbaga growth and strategy consulting firm, how do you really do this for our Filipino MSMEs?
Yes, so I start with making the firm or the company investable. So that having some management accounts, books, how can you access the financial capital? How can you access them without even pouring out capex? So may client ako na freelance business dev ako ng Singapore, impact investor on renewable energy. So what I do for them, I make the MSME contractor on any kind of renewable and waste management, energy efficiency, ready, not really in the perfect shape, but the potential is sized, the potential is magnified and reinforced. And then I help them establish operation system, automation, strategic, organizational strengths, and yun nga, management accounts, books, na kahit hindi sophisticated yung accounting books niya, at least have to be able to narrate the picture of the company, right? Yun, yung mga prospects, potential, yung future, the growth area that it can reflect based on what it is doing now. Yun. So, madami, diversified. I started with a solar company, small installer, telecom and solar. And then this investor from Singapore saw my name because they wanted to be a strategic partner. So, ginawa akong consultant. So, that Singapore company offered me na to do end-to-end for them. Then, previous vendor on banking solutions chased me and said, walang yabang, said, Lisa, gawin mo to. Help us kasi you were our lawyer before, champion ka namin. So, I said, hindi ko na yata kaya, but they insisted. Puro UP magkakapatid din sila, no? And then said, kaya mo to, once a week lang to. Eh, meron kang network sa banking. O sige, gawin ko na. Little did I know, na siya pa yung magsusustain sa akin this pandemic kasi siya lang yung nagbabayad kasi corpo na siya eh. Nagbabayad siya ng retainer and I'm so indebted to them. Pero dahil pandemic yata, napakabagal. One lang ang na-on board ko, no? But they still stick to me. But it evolved from a business development a consultancy to a more strategic. Nasama na ako sa boardroom nila. And then nanganak na from there. This company in Singapore introduced me to another contractor who would help me in this technology kasi ecosystem yung pinopromote namin sa renewable energy, no? If you don't have this technology, you find another contractor or basta may funder ka na naka-anchor doon. And then, I came to know green ants na, yung waste management. Then, I got invitations na from anywhere. Then now, somebody invited me from New York to caddy the MSMEs under a master class that they will do under PO. Puro PO financing. As a banker, I understand why. Kasi nag-head ako ng trade finance team, no? Under the transaction banking department. PO is very powerful. The MSME should know that the PO is a trust from a customer, right? Hindi ka kailangan magsanla ng property mo to access capital. Your PO is short instrument. Asset mo yan. So, yun. I think this kind of mindset change also and awareness should be spread among our MSMEs na very powerful ang PO mo. In MNC and conglomerate language, ano mo yan? Asset mo yan. Tradable yan. That's your commodity.
Yeah. Actually, saktong-sakto pala sa Startup Podcast PH ang Optimize One kasi actually when I interviewed this other startups, I've interviewed around 120 plus startup founders na dito and medyo common yung problem ng iba na actually sometimes they join incubator programs, accelerator programs, pero I think although natuturo sa kanila yung mga most of these founders like they know nothing sa business, sa startup, sa operations even. Sometimes they just know the tech, maybe sometimes kumbaga they're coders, they're developers, they made this app, they made this product, pero like building that business, not most naman, but many of them are like parang wala pang ganung kaalam dito ano. So I think Reno, I'm not sure if this idea, I mean, pero parang ito yung nangyari din kay Optimize One. When you partner up with like investors and then yung portfolio ng investor na yun, ikaw na yung magiging kumbaga magiging consultant na rin ano for the startups under them or the startups they invested on. So parang ikaw na rin yung kumbaga kanang kamay ni investor na kumbaga mag-work hands on dun sa mga companies na lang ini-investan. Pero I actually, now that I think about it, this kind of strategy and growth consulting firm is what many of our Filipino startups need. So baka may nakikinig tayo ng mga startup founders na baka interested to partner up with Optimize One. So how really does consulting work? Kasi most of them then they really don't know pa. I mean, they find a co-founder, they find incubator programs, pero most of them don't consider pa yung parang consulting eh. So how really does it happen? How really does a consultant work then? So is this very hands-on? Is this like just a few times? So can you share kumbaga the picture lang ano? Baka meron tayong maaaring partnership na mabuo dito.
I'm very hands-on kasi hindi mo makikita yung business, yung depth ng potential if you don't dive in. So aside from analyzing the books and the strategic organization, you really have to be there. So I really go. I really go to the business site. I interview people. It's an open assessment. Kasi, pero syempre, it's important to know what the vision is. Where do they want to go? So, from there, I will be able to give my opinion and observations based on other industries, based on practices, based on where they want to go. Kasi, marami sa, hindi lang naman sa startup, even with big companies, hindi minsan malinaw yung roadmap eh. Dami gusto gawin, right? Ako alam ko yung gusto kong gawin. So, I think that you need to really decide on when you're an entrepreneur. It's not bad to experiment on other sides, but you really have to define one focus area where you're at your core competency, right? So, plus, there are things that can be cured by alliances lang. Outsource mo na lang. Kasi you cannot be all one. In all of the endeavors you want, collaboration is the key, like what we're doing now. Ikaw yung expert sa podcast, naging wannabe vlogger din ako, pero hindi ako magaling edit, may katamaran ako mag-publish, mag-post, so yung technical side, nahihirapan ako even if I can do it. So what I want now is to maximize where I'm at, because I'm not good at everything, and contribute it to somebody who is good at something, and then we ally. See, that's what I did with banks and the companies I work with. It's all collaboration. You don't need to do trial and error on areas that somebody can do it expertly and more agile, di ba? So, kung yun lang naman na instrument to get where you want to go, mag-outsource ka na lang.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's true actually. Maybe optimization nga or optimize ang kailangan ng mga startups now. I mean, especially startups sometimes medyo kung wala pang investors or kung angel investors pa lang, medyo limited pa yung budget ano. So really maximize the resources. And actually, very true yung I don't want to say it directly ano, pero kumbaga yung lack of roadmap or kumbaga lack of direction. Actually, I'm surprised ano sa marami not marami naman, pero yung mga startups sometimes they just build their product and then they try to get customer traction, pero sometimes they don't even have like the a plan for profitability, a plan for exit sometimes. Pero when you have like a consultant ano, natutulungan ka talaga. And what I want sa akin naririnig ko, I'm really a bit of clueless pa sa mundo ng consulting eh. Pero it's like parang kumbaga how do I say this? Parang versatile, very versatile yung approach. Parang lahat talaga ng aspects ng negosyo, even from starting small and to growing big, yung direction and how you will go there, yung strategy kumbaga how you will go there ay na pwedeng mabigay sa iyo ng consulting firm like Optimize One. Pero I also want to focus there ano, yung sa roadmap. I'm curious kasi how, I mean, you're not really part of the company. You're not the founder. You didn't start it. Baka yung founder meron siyang nakikitang vision eh. So how do you connect like how you know the global standards that you know as an expert, as a consultant? How do you connect that? How do you merge that with kumbaga with the Filipino founder or with the company itself? So maybe merong konting dynamics dito eh. So can you share more about that lang?
Yeah. For example, no, ito, mas physical siguro better. I have a friend who used to be, she's an industrial engineer from UP. Okay. Stellar
Wow.
corporate life sa ASTI. Maybe you know her. So, nag-farming siya, organic farming. Because I'm also a branding person, no? So, I make the MSME realize the potential and the prospects and the brand feasibility and viability of their company. So, nung nagkakita ulit kami childhood friends kami, teacher ko yung mom niya. Nagkita kami after so many decades because she heard that I am into solar power already, which was my first job anyway at PNOC. Nagkausap and then nagka-align na naghahanap pala siya ng solar-powered palay dryer. So I pitch it to the investor and the investor is so open to it because this is really a problem because of climate change, right? So what happened, to cut it short, is nag-start siya from a technology search to awakening that the product that she's doing has so much value, has so much potential commercially, and has so much health benefits that can reach the country through digital platform that I have built with my other partners, or through pitching it to a friend who knows a person in the supermarket. So, hindi siya nakakahon. When you say, paano mo ituturo? I tend to listen more and tend to ask what really it is that you want me to help you with. Kasi hindi ko, yun ang mali ng ibang consultancy, right? Parang you impose it on the person, hindi mo pa nga the size where she really or he wants to go. What is it that she's trying to address? Kasi, hindi ma-define between the two of you yon, hindi ko pwedeng i-dikta yung aggressiveness, yung marketing, power to the person. Kasi you define where you want to expand. I cannot define where you want to expand. Diba? Ganon. So, simple things like a subcon to a very big project na hindi tinulungan ng GenCon. And butas na yung bulsa. Wala nang mapagkuhanan ng working capital. So, ayun, I even define their problem for them and the solution for them. I know at the back of their minds, they know it. But I'm like a sorter for them na, okay, let us simplify and narrow down what is doable and what is ambitious. And then let's put a roadmap. Kasi sometimes, yung gustong mangyari is very gigantic na hindi mo yan ma-achieve in one sitting. Wala kang management account eh. You don't even know what your vision is, right? So yun. Ganun kasimple lang. I don't really want to put terminology to it, but I take it like a very sincere discussion of what their potential is, where they're going, and gusto mo ba talaga? Kasi if you're not really to it, ayoko rin sayang ng oras with you, right? Or ikaw din, magsayang ka ng oras with me. So, and yun, I forgot, yung optimize is equivalent to efficiency. I teach them how to be efficient, right? You don't have to be big to really access this mga resources na pwede namang magamit free. Yun.
Yeah, actually na-excite ako, no, kasi I'm an industrial engineer, and when I was a student, and actually even when I was a faculty, sometimes meron kami mga projects with other companies with like we call them industry projects, and actually we actually help optimize, we actually help them make their operations more efficient. Pero we have a certain philosophy na a problem well-defined is a problem half solved. Do you agree with this? Kasi it's true na parang minsan hindi talaga alam nung MSME, nung founder, nung business owner kung ano talaga yung problema niya, kung ano yung gusto niyang gawin, kung ano yung gusto niyang mangyari. Is very very clueless. And sometimes ang main job ng maybe ng consultant or ng IE is first to sort everything, organize everything first, and find that pain points, kumbaga, ano ba yung mga rooms for improvement, and from there on, that's where we draw the direction, and that's where we make our plan, and that's how we execute our plan towards what we want to achieve. Tama ba yung sinabi ko? I mean, with the problem thing.
Yeah, I think it's a
What do you have to say about it?
basic business methodology. Hindi ako, I was a graduate of BA for like 3 decades na. I never forget SWOT analysis, problem solution.
Cool.
It
Yeah.
all goes back to those basic methodologies. Walang rocket science dyan. Kasi, tama ka, maybe, sorry, I'd like to correct, yung friend ko pala is ECE engineer, so ICT siya, no? The
Mm.
industrial. But I think the discipline is common among all of us. It's just that as a business expert on different industries and different functions that I've handled, nakikita ko na yung buo. Nakikita ko na nasa boardroom na eh. Nakikita ko na yung buo. Tapos nag-granularize mo siya. So from strategy to tactics and then to granular. So relatable siya sa MSME pag granular na siya, 'di ba? Kasi minsan overwhelming din yung sangkatutak na pinoproblema mo. But if you granularize it, you're able to solve it one by one, more agile, realistic, and fulfilling because doable. Hindi siya kinukuha sa hangin.
You get the fruits of you get kumbaga, yeah.
Diba?
Yeah, and so now no, so you're actually a graduate pala of BA, and then you had this experiences in the corporate world. Maybe that's how kumbaga you piled up all this knowledge, all this experience. But right now you have an advocacy to serve Filipino MSMEs. So I know this like an advocacy like a vision for the Philippines. So can we know more about this ano? And parang are you steering Optimize One to be, I mean, how are you, kumbaga, what's the direction then? What's the roadmap then for Optimize One? Are you targeting more of more of like these big companies pa, or do you really want, like, if given the chance to choose, will you choose like Filipino SMEs talaga, although baka medyo onti yung perang makuha mo, or are you steering towards that direction na medyo the bigger companies, or are you trying to balance? Kasi I mean, I know you need sustainability and advocacy, so can we know lang parang your vision and your roadmap kumbaga for Optimize One
I
then?
will stick with MSME talaga. And
Wow.
Big Brother will be the funders. So the funders will give me success
Mm.
fee. May nag-o-offer nga sa akin, bibigyan ka namin. No, don't take care of me now. Take care of me when you're able na. Just I have my sustainability comes from the funders because they cannot also penetrate the market. Kasi local language, relationship, plus MSMEs, hindi pwedeng sa telepono lang yan. Kailangan magkape kayo, di ba? Kailangan mag-build siya ng rapport. So, it's a mix of everything. But along the way, na-define na rin ng Optimize One yung mga industries where it's more an advocate. So, of course, we
Like
t-shirt
which industries?
yeah, kasi nakahawak ako ng exporter na tinulungan ko maging fundable na nag-export to Europe. So, I made his books and his strategic direction appetizing for the investor. And he got a working capital of like $500,000 revolving.
Oh, wow, that's big.
If nagtuloy-tuloy nga ito, kung nakinig lang, kasi there's such a thing as portfolio management, right? Ayan pa. MSMEs think, ang isang transaction, laging dapat perfect. When I say perfect, profitable on its own, tama naman yon. Pero if you have a funder telling you already, okay, i-give up mo yung profit ng yung spread, yung margin ng isang export na yan para lang makuha mo, para ma-maximize mo yung working capital. Dapat makikinig ka doon. Kasi even banks, they're after the maximum utilization of your working lines. Otherwise, ibibigay sa iba yan. Yan yung mga hindi alam ng mga MSMEs. Akala nila, ayoko Tsaka ayoko magpatalo. No, when you say portfolio selling, magpatalo ka ngayon. Bumawi ka sa susunod. Just so you maximize the whole working capital line that's given to you. Kasi pinaghirapan ng credit committee yan sa loob. 'Di ba? Ginastify ka. to get that kind of access. Tapos hindi mo pala maximize because of your non-prudent decision making. So, yun. So, along the way, napunta na rin ako sa waste management, so upcycling, so one-time plastic sa green ants nga. And then, na-discover ko while going to the islands, remote islands, mga unplugged. Now, I'm trying to mentor a katoting in Carles, Iloilo, who did their artificial reef cover in that area to rehabilitate their fish production. At kilala niya pala si Kadodoy ng Angat Buhay. So now I'm friends with Kadodoy. So now I'm advocating for these fisher folks kasi may fund.
Wow.
Yeah, may fund na commercial yung nature, Big Brother, and may grant component yon. So I made programs for each location like Zambales, Iloilo, Rojas, Bataan. I profiled every fisher folks there, Burdeos, Quezon, what their needs are. May commonality, but there are really special needs per every location or per location. So nakasulat lahat yan. Pinropose ko yan dun sa Big Brother, which is the commercial grantee, na pag na-approve tong yung funding, make sure that you will adopt my fisher folks. Yan. Tapos, the extent that wala akong means to go to Sibugay to attend conventions of Kadodoy, nagre-raise ako ng funds for Katoting so I could finance his attendance there sa conference. Kasi to me, knowledge transfer is very important. We can only be powerful if we replicate ourselves. And that means very generous attitude to share what you know. Kung may magre-replicate sa akin in Visayas, in Mindanao, in anywhere, I don't mind. Kasi napakalaki ng space. Millionaire minds, there's a trillion space. And the need to clean up our plastic waste, to clean up our rivers, hindi ko kaya lahat yan. We have to really do it simultaneously, right? And then sa farming naman, yung regenerative farming, we veer away from synthetic farming. And there are also funders for that. And there are technologies that we can develop or already accessible. Nililink up ko lahat yan. International, local, inventor. Kumbaga, I'm everywhere. So, I'm a business linker or a linker kasi it's an ecosystem. So, I have friends in Iloilo who adopted me as their partner also to yung, we call it Zen Labs. That's another company where I sit now. Yung ginagawa ko, minamarket nila sa Iloilo and then we collaborate on certain overlaps, di ba? Kung expert sila sa ChatGPT, I don't do ChatGPT myself kasi nahihirapan na ako sa mga i-outsource ko na lang yun dun sa partner ko gawin. Gawin mo tong website ko. So, walang website si Optimize One kasi I want to be very cautious din sa paglaki because I want it really, when I commit to someone, I really put my heart into it. Hindi ko pinapaasa here, folks. Diba? Somebody's getting me back as a sorority sis. Sabi niya, sis, balik ka na sa banking. Handle the product debt. No, I cannot leave behind these fishermen and these farmers na nagkaroon ng hope because baka finally magkaroon na sila ng solusyon sa mga micro problems nila. Right? Micro problems like solar lighting, microfinance access. Bibigyan mo sila ng seed money because they only have 65,000 in their well-managed microfinance platform or channel para hindi puntahan ng mga loan sharks yung area, right? Bibigyan mo sila ng fish finder, GPS, payaw, diesel station para sa pag-refuel nila. Sabi ko sa fisher folk, if there's payaw already, meron tayong market, kakausapin ko yung market mo. I-enhance ko lang naman the way they're doing business. Pagka ba biniyaran kita ng 700 pesos na ipatrol mo yung payaw natin, will you accept it? Of course! Ngayon lang po kami nakarinig ng offer na ganyan na kami na yung magpapatrol sa sarili naming payaw, babayaran mo pa kami. Yeah, because I'm trying to remove that certainty and risk of not having a harvest during the day. Bibigyan kita ng we pay right for the labor. Yan pa yung isa nating sakit ng mga Pilipino. Sorry. We think if it's labor, we pay it less of a corporate person. Pag nilagyan na ng titulo, hindi ka tumatawad. Pero pag labandera, tatawaran mo ng bonggang-bongga.
Yeah, true. Agree. Something exploitative siya eh.
I want to make it fair for everyone. Like, my labandera would get her, ito, hindi naman sa pinagkakalat ko, if we could only feed one family sustainably and make them healthy and teach them the values of education, mabawi mo sila sa Islam's thinking, diba we could change our society if we all do.
Yeah, true.
Micro.
Yeah. Actually, that's very true and I really agree. It's kumbaga advancing the Philippines talaga and not just like the Philippines, kumbaga yung mga mayayaman na, yung mga successful na, pero advancing lahat lahat talaga, even yung mga medyo below the poverty line or like near the poverty line kasi that's how we really can really advance as a country. Hindi lang naman when we say Philippines, hindi lang naman yan yung mga known internationally, known globally, but actually everyone, actually mga fisher folks, farmers, sila nga yung mga base na kung wala itong mga 'to, wala namang Pilipinas wala namang kapakain sa Pilipinas, wala tayong maybe we can import pero these are food, this is the base of any society, yung pagkain, yung nutrients, yung ito yung main resource kumbaga na dapat nating i-optimize.
Right.
And I'm actually very when I hear all of what you say, medyo na-excite ako kasi when I was young, ito yung parang nai-imagine ko dati na because to be honest, I don't want to work in the corporate. Meron akong gano'ng perspective pero ang saya ng ganitong buhay, medyo naiinggit nga ako sa buhay mo right now na parang you are doing this, you are helping different kumbaga aspects or different parts of society, different walks of life, different kinds of work. Parang ang saya i-apply nung mga what you know, your knowledge, your business knowledge and yung operational, yung financial and yung pagko-connect nga ng mga expertise. I think that's a very exciting life, no? So maybe very kumbaga good then that you jump from like this kinds of this paths, these career paths because you're really doing what you want to do now. So let me end this this interview with just a short question. Can you just give an advice? First advice to people like not really like me because I'm in the academy now, pero yung mga gusto maging consultant din, parang gusto ng ganong klaseng work. So maybe advice for them. And second, advice for business owners, maybe Filipino startup founders or Filipino SME owners. So parang your main business advice for them. So we can end our conversation with that.
Yeah. For business owners, have an open mind and decide to be mentored. Kasi maybe you know what your business is, but there is still someone who could help you on areas that you cannot focus on. So it's to me caddying. Kahit ako, maraming nagka-caddy sa akin on other areas. Ang dami kong natutunan sa impact investment. Napapagalitan din ako ng investor ko, ng funder ko. You just have to accept it. Yung stubbornness should be taken out and pride. And I think the motive should be sincere. If the motive is really to improve each other and to improve our less marginalized people, create employment pag na-expand mo yung business mo. And ako na bahala magkabit-kabit. Kami na ng mga friends ko na may mga corporate ability. I-trust lang. Trust the methodology. Trust me. Because kung hindi ko kayang gawin, I will sincerely say, suko na ako. But to me, it's always a collaborative spirit that should be there. Kasi kung hindi ka open to collaborate, you will not go anywhere. Yan. So, sa mga corporates naman, hindi ko sinasabi, Johnny, na this is what my decision was when I got out of the bank, no? Nag-sabbatical lang ako, hoping I was transferred to another corporate, non-banking. Yung medyo hindi mo pa na-bring up sa akin or na marites. I got very, very sick. I had 3 near death. So I had an immune condition. It's called CD4 lymphopenia. It's 1 in 10 million. Very rare. So, may pader na ako sa Asian Hospital sa Makati Med. So, when I got I was starting to heal and lumakas-lakas ako, naramdaman ko during my charity events, because I used to hold medical missions in my hometown for the elderly in our elementary school. Parang sabi ko, mas nag-enjoy ako dito ah. And then, nung nagkakaroon ako ng dilemma if I will go out or not, because due for promotion na naman ako, yung isang doctor, oriental doctor there, suddenly asked me for lunch. And sabi ko, bakit mo ko in-ask for lunch? Do you want another medical mission, acupuncture? Sabi niya, no. I just felt that there's something bothering you. True enough, may dilemma ako if I will go out of the corporate world or not, or mag-resign ako. So sinabi niya, you know what? We've worked together for 2 years now. We saw how you move, how you sincerely wanting to help these elderly, these less marginalized. Siguro you go out of the corporate box. Kasi parang ang puno na lumalago, pero kung hindi ka lalabas dyan, maka-curtail yung pagiging giant na puno. So, but anyway, stubborn pa rin ako. I was still trying to find corporate. Kasi sabi ko, habang ginugrow ko tong entrepreneurship na to, tutuloy ako sa corporate to make it sustainable. 11 companies interviewed me. Almost signing up, iba doon. I really love some positions that were offered to me. Hindi natuloy. And then God led me to a lot of people until recently, yun nga, pansin niya, our fraternity, the foundation, invited me to be part of the trustee board. And that's because it's aligned to what I'm doing. The ecosystem is expanding. And to me, it's God-led. It's a calling, I think. It's hard. It's not for everybody. I wish I have saved a lot more money to do this because I've lost a lot during the pandemic. Pero mahirap siya. Hindi siya for everyone. The network of friends, supporters, and people who believe in my advocacy literally helping me. It's so humbling, no? Na dati empowered ka with money, with access, with cars. Ngayon, sumasakay ka sa pump boat, naglalakad ako sa bundok, kumakain ka ng napaka-basic. Nagbabanyo ka sa walang ilaw, walang flush. Dati, 5-star hotel yung titiran mo. Pero now, yung mga partners kong boys, nagro-room in kami sa isa because nagtitipid kami, di ba? At yung pagkain, titipirin mo. So, what I'm saying is, pag pumunta ka sa ganitong calling, it's not your own strength, but the strength of the Lord. Sabi nga sa Philippians, di ba, 4:13, it's Christ who strengthens me. Kasi calling to. Hindi pa ako namatay because I'm still being used for a purpose, a greater purpose. And I hope I will achieve that with these advocacies. And I think you're one of the instruments and angels na pinadala ni Lord para ikalat to natin.
Wow, ang ganda actually. Ang ganda. I mean, hearing this story, actually that's a very kumbaga fun thing to hear, yung jumping from the corporate to this kind of life. But I think somehow naman may fulfillment din naman I mean, this is a mission, this is a purpose, pero I think somehow merong self-fulfillment pa rin na you can keep doing your mission because somehow you're empowered nga, you're strengthened by what you are seeing, and maybe by like how you are changing Filipino lives around you. Yeah, ang ganda actually. And thank you, Lissa, again for sharing all of this, your expertise in various businesses, yung consulting skills that you have, and even yung story. I really like everything that you've shared, and salamat, and more power kay Optimize One, and I hope you empower more Filipino MSMEs pa. And by the way pala, if our listeners want to know more, baka may nakikinig na MSME owner and baka naengganyo sila to work, to partner up with Optimize One. So how can they find more information? You don't have a website, pero how can they contact you? How can they connect with you
They
pala?
can search for me on LinkedIn, Lissa Jardin, Anlissa Jardin. And even on Facebook, makikita nila yung mga advocacies there. So I try to minimize mundane posts on my social media. Ayoko mag-mix, nasasayangan ako sa space. So I'm not everyday posting, but I think I'm active. So one thing sure, hindi na ako profit-driven myself. I just want to have a simple living, simple life. Hindi ko pa na-achieve siguro lahat ng grandeur ng buhay, but I'm happy and so fulfilled. Sabi nga ng mga friends ko, when you're talking, you talk like a new graduate and full of enthusiasm. And I hope I'm able to energize people with that vibes.
I'm getting goosebumps actually. I mean, to be honest, seeing you, I mean, you're actually shining. I mean, maybe yun nga yung fulfillment, no, nadala ng ganitong klaseng buhay. I mean, sometimes, maybe pag nasa corporate ka, baka stressed ka, baka ganyan-ganyan. Pero when you do this life, you're also like very invigorated, by this fulfillment that you get. So, maraming salamat, Lisa. This one of a kind episode dito sa podcast. I really liked it, all of what I heard. So, maraming salamat and thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much also, Johnny. Please extend my thanks to your dad. I believe we're meant to meet. And when you're home, please meet me up so we could talk more.
Of course.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Bye. Thank you po. Salamat.
Thank you very much to our 32 patrons. This episode is super powered by TechShake, Asia's most active Philippine-based startup ecosystem builder creating bridges with investors, corporations, and governments. 1 CFO, tech-enabled CFO, bookkeeping, and tax services for startups and SMEs. Take 5 Outdoors, the best guided outdoor adventure tour in the Philippines. They specialize in hiking and mountaineering trips. Benjoy's Food Products, the home of premium bacon ends, tapa, and tocino. D-Buzz, Web3 microblogging app promoting freedom of speech and content ownership. Pinoy IP Works, capture your startup's value proposition through patent and trademark protection. Packetworks, the leading enabler and only Internet of Things social enterprise in the Philippines. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. And NutriCoach, the all-in-one productivity tool for dietitians and nutritionists. This episode is powered by Pareto Consulting, AltSwitch, ePlayment, Tuala, and Hive Energy PH. AskLex PH Academy is our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and many more. Support the podcast through the links in the description.